Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. One thing I have learned over the years that in YouTube, we use the word best basically for everything. Whatever we like, immediately it become best. Like every time there's a noise reduction software, for example, previously that was DxO Pro, previously that was DxO PhotoLab, and then Topaz, and then it continues, it never stops. And each time every single YouTuber says, okay, this is the best. I cannot believe that it happened. That's it. Photography has changed forever. Well, we need to learn when to use the word best because nothing stays best forever. It's good for the moment, but it's never the best. And definitely each of them has a problem. And every time you go to the forum, you know what I'm talking about. Take a look at the Topaz. For example, it has a weird artifacts. Take a look at the DxO Pro, which doesn't have any kind of, the sliders to fine tune it. You need to use DxO PhotoLab for it. And now you have this software, which is ON1 NoNoise AI, undoubtedly amazing. Clearly, you're looking at it right now. But doesn't mean that it comes without a consequence or some kind of imperfection. Obviously, it's going to come in the future as, the fix, kind of like an update to fix it. But since in last 48 hours, I think the less than 24 hours, no one talked about the imperfection. I mean, you can see them in the comment sometime, necessarily not highlighting it at all, like trying to avoid it as much as I can. I made a video and I literally demonstrated on my first video at the very end that it has an imperfection. Today, I'm going to show you what it is. So now I have the same photo of my previous video on, and you already know that I have the photo ready. So I'm not going to go through it. So I'm going to close ON1 NoNoise AI and just cancel it completely. And once it's done, what I'm going to show you, I'm going to open up my Affinity photo, take this example as Photoshop or GIMP, and clearly, this is not an amazing software when it comes to plugin, which means that if you are using it as plugin, it is not ready. So first of all, I'm going to show you, I'm going to zoom in about 100%, and I'm going to show you the result. So that's the original result. So I'm going to go to the metadata. And in the metadata, it's at ISO 1600. And you're wondering why too many noises. Is a 1.5-inch sensor. It's a bridge camera. So obviously this is not the best camera in the planet, and it's also made in 2015. What do we expect? Now, I have done a noise reduction in ON1 NoNoise AI, and that's the result. I'm going to show you again. I'm going to zoom in quite a bit, and there you go. So that's without the noise reduction in ON1 NoNoise AI, and this is after the noise reduction in ON1 NoNoise AI. Now here's the thing, because I did it at the very beginning step before even I brought it in Affinity Photo or Photoshop for in this case, that's why I did a very good job directly in the raw. But what if I'm just going to close it and I have another layer ready and I want to use that as a plugin now? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just jump ahead and do it. I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to go to the filter and then do plugin and do ON1 NoNoise AI, standalone, click it, see what happens. And I'm not going to do any kind of fine tuning. I'm just going to do and stay in automatic, right? And see what happens. And it's going to take some time because remember, right now I have 3 software open. Affinity Photo, ON1 NoNoise AI, and my screen recorder. And it's loading image. So it's also another things to think about, which means that if you have few softwares open at the same time, you might not going to have the fast speed. And also it says even here that ON1 NoNoise AI is optimized for raw photos. You are using a non-raw photo, the result will be good, but not as good as the raw photo if available. Results from the non-raw photo are considered better quality and will improve soon. So they admitted it, which is good, but point is that it bothering me that nobody highlighting it, because how many people I don't know that going to use it as a standalone. Plugin is the most sophisticated and the easiest way to use a noise reduction software. Personally, I believe. Anyway, so I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go at the bottom and see look at the artifacts. Oh my goodness. Oh, look just bad. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce the color noise, see if this brings up any kind of details. Luminance, I'm going to do the same and see if anything happens. So far, no improvement. So I'm going to go back and enhance detail. Maybe I'm going to enhance some details, see if it helps me. No, so far no. So I'm going to leave it as it is. Maybe add a little bit of sharpening, but I don't like sharpening right now. I want to add a sharpening later. Anyway, and then I'm just going to click done and wait for it to bring it back to Affinity Photo, and hopefully it works. And there you go, you have the version. So I'm going to show you the ON1 plugin noise reduction and ON1 standalone noise reduction. So this is right now you're looking at the ON1 standalone noise reduction, right? This is the good ones. Now, what if I turn on the plugin one? You can see clearly can see the artifacts. Anyway, I'm just gonna bring it back somewhere because I think I moved it somewhere. Just going to lock it. And now let me show you again. Currently, you are looking, just gonna get my hand, looking at the plugin noise reduction. Now, the ON1 standalone noise reduction, plugin and standalone. You see, huge difference. Now, what if I do the same thing on this one and run Topaz on it? My computer gonna explode. Anyway, thing is that's the price I pay to show you what I'm talking about. And then we're gonna compare it side by side with the ON1 plugin result. And let's see what happens. And obviously in Topaz, you have few ones, standard, low light, clear. I'm going to run severe noise because it has a severe noise, obviously. So it goes with the same. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to click auto and see what it does. Give it some time. And then I'm going to enhance a little bit sharpening, just like I did a little bit in on one part. And it doesn't look like much of a color noise there. So I'm going to reduce the recover original detail because it's giving me too much grain. So I like it nice and smooth. And I enhance a sharpening quite a bit. It took me about how long? 3 minutes to the max. I could do many more. I have mask option here too. ON1 has mask option and Topaz has a mask option, just to let you know. That's another thing that nobody talked about. And in Topaz, they're showing you the seconds, how long it's taking to process it. And look at the result. Currently, at this very, very, very moment, you are looking at the result of Topaz denoise AI. So I'm going to zoom in about 100% and then go somewhere in the corner before. That's the ON1 you're right now looking at, Topaz. ON1, Topaz. Now I'm going to compare the side by side with the standalone ON1 with the Topaz plugin. How about that? It's going to be fun. So now Topaz plugin, and now the ON1 standalone. Obviously, you can do fine tuning. You know that. But the point of this video as a plugin, ON1 is a plugin. Here you go. So this is the plugin version of the ON1 and Topaz. Let me move that somewhere in the edges, somewhere sharp. So Topaz, currently you're looking at, and then plugin once again. Topaz, and then plugin. What about the details on the greener area? So that's the ON1 version. Now Topaz version. ON1 Topaz. So, and then especially the fact that you have quite a bit of an artifact, which I noticed somewhere, and considerably different than the ON1 standalone version. So let's compare between the ON1 standalone. Currently, this is the ON1 standalone, and this is the plugin. Again, you're looking at the plugin. Let's look at the standalone. Much better result. So yeah, I think it has a lot of room for improvement. I could continue the video as long as I can to show you the pixel by pixel, but to be honest with you, at this point, it is a fantastic software as a standalone. It is not ready for a plugin software. Look at that. At the edges, you have this green mushiness, which doesn't have in a standalone ON1 version. It's just clean and neat. And comparing side by side with the Topaz, Topaz doesn't have any kind of artifact either. It has an imperfection, but nothing weird going on. So that's my video about. So ON1 NoNoise AI is fantastic, but it is not as good as a plugin as Topaz denoise AI. I'm probably guessing a new update coming very soon, so I'm looking forward to see that. So I hope this video helped you a little bit, cleared your question. If so, please do like and subscribe, and I see you in future videos. Bye bye.